All right. Don't ruin the table. Let's call this meeting to order and motion to adopt the agenda for October 28th. Councillor Smith, Councillor O'Doherty, all those in favor. And we have a number of sets of minutes and a new formula here that looks pretty good. Minutes of October the 15th, Committee of the Whole, motion to adopt. Councillor Kendel, Councillor O'Doherty, all those in favor. The minutes of October the 15th, public hearing, motion to adopt. Councillor Kendel, Councillor O'Doherty, all those in favor. October the 15th, regular meeting minutes. Councillor Kendel, Councillor Krog, all those in favor. Okay. No petitions to delegations. We're down to council reports, and starting with our first volunteer, Councillor O'Doherty.
Your Worship, I attended the breakfast for the volunteers at the Art Gallery, and that was a great breakfast.
Yeah.
Thank you, and the staff did a good job. And I attended the awards for the Community Future for the business people.
Yeah.
And that was another great night. And I've been spending time Whisper of Hope on First Street, and we just got about everything ready to go on Friday the 1st. We're going to be moving in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Cow.
Yes.
And I attended this afternoon at Boundary Hospital at the ribbon cutting for the new helicopter pad.
Yes. That's going to be a nice, comfortable feeling we can get to the hospital.
Yep. If we need it.
If we need it. Excuse me.
That's fine. Yeah, we missed 7 minutes.
We did miss
Yeah,
7
special
minutes
meetings.
Yeah.
being pointed out here, and that was 3B.
Yeah.
October the 15th, special meeting minutes. Councillor O'Doherty, Councillor Kendel, all those in favor. That's a really complicated minutes too.
And that was my report.
Thank you very much, Councillor. You've been very busy.
Thank you.
Councillor Wyers.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll start my report with the newly formed Boundary Women in Business group that started here in September. I did speak to their group on October the 16th with regards to the Head Start for Young Women program that Grand Forks will be involved in. So this business group, they held their very first meeting in September, and it's for networking, luncheons, and supporting one another in the business growth and development of, and they invite guest speakers. So there is a similar group that some of these ladies have been involved with over in the Cascar region, so they've extended the opportunity over here on our side. So there's some very good interest in our program. On October the 17th, the Environment Committee's regular bi-monthly meeting was utilized as a 2014 strategy session to develop the subcommittee's individual visions and goals and establish a criteria for meeting in 2014. These meetings in 2014, we like to see them complement the Council's Committee of the Whole schedule, and that is the recommendation that we're looking for. And I have passed this on to our corporate officer. And this would provide the legal requirements for public notifications to be posted for the Environment Committee meetings, as well as give the Environment Committee and our subcommittees the opportunity in a timely manner to fit onto the agenda for delegations directly from the Environment Committee. So the next meeting of the Environment Committee will take place on Thursday, November the 21st at the Regional District Office at 11 o'clock a.m. October the 17th, the Grand Forks Citizens on Patrol held their monthly meeting, and the patrols will be out very heavy on Halloween evening. We have been asked by Rotary to look after and to assist them with some road monitoring that goes into the bonfire area, and we have done this with them in the past. So and we've also been conducting fall speedboard monitoring on 68th Avenue. It's been identified as a city street that's heavily identified for excessive speeding along 68th Avenue, so we've been monitoring along there with the RCMP's direction. October the 22nd, I was pleased to be present for the city's Volunteer Appreciation Awards at Gallery 2. The recipients enjoyed a beautiful breakfast prepared by Gallery 2 staff. So I want to thank all the community volunteers, many of them out there, who silently go about volunteering in our community. And each year we do see names come forward, and this year there was 5 recipients that were very well deserving. October 24th, I attended the Business Excellence and Community Awards hosted by Community Futures, Boundary, and the Boundary Country Regional Chamber of Commerce. The Business of the Year Award went to Morrissey Creek Building Supplies. A special note, congratulations to our very own Les Johnson, who does our videotaping of our council meetings. Les was awarded the Community Volunteer Award, and sponsored by Community Futures Boundary. So congratulations, Les. Well deserved for you. Well. Of note also, Kettle Valley Waste Limited received the Green Award, who looks after our green bin program here in Grand Forks and our garbage collection. And the Youth Entrepreneur, sponsored by Phoenix Foundation, went to young Maxwell Nicholson. And you may all know him from the Farmers Market as the Cupcake Kid, who started his business 3 years ago in his family kitchen. So a young entrepreneur in our community who's well recognized as well. I just want to announce that the Grand Forks Doukhobor Heritage Milling Society's flour mill will be closed October 31st, and flour sales from that point on will be conducted by the Boundary Museum Society. And a posting of this at the site will be listed with other local retailers who will be coming on board to carry the product. The bin is now full with 30 tons of wheat, and the fine silk filament that they needed for the blades for the white flour production, it's arrived, so that everything is falling into line. But I personally want to thank the many volunteers and businesses who played a very key role in opening this facility last July. And watch for an early opening probably in
fact, Councillor Wyers played a big role in this too, with many hours.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. On October the 28th, I attended the official opening today of the new heliport pad at the Boundary Hospital, along with Councillor O'Doherty. So it was exciting to see that this is all completed now, and we can receive helicopter service, air ambulance helicopter service, directly at the hospital site, without having to push the, as they said, the gurneys on the dirt on the ground. In the past,
which they have done.
They have done. They've received some there, so it's a beautiful facility. And thank you to the Clifton family for the generous donation. And their son was in attendance at the ceremony, and it was a compliment to our community. We can offer our seniors a fast exit out of here if they need hospital.
Well, the combination of the fixed wing and the helicopter is probably as good as any community could have.
Yeah. And that's my report for this. Oh, and the Boundary Regional Agriculture Society, sorry. I went to that session this afternoon on the mobile abattoir. Yes, with Andrea Gunner from Armstrong facilitating the process. And I understand that we've had the mobile abattoir for quite some time. But there's a lot of mechanics to get into setting up this mobile, and one of them I understand is the docking stations that they need, and the implications that go along with those docking stations if you're a producer or one that it's a lot of work behind it.
Well, they need certain facilities of water and power.
Potable water and power.
And a pad.
So they're having a continuing session this evening, and hope to see some successful news come from
It was a
that.
very enthusiastic
Yes.
response to
Yeah.
it.
A lot of people there today. And it was nice to see even retailers there.
Yes.
Our local grocery
Butcher
store.
from Christina Lake.
Christina Lake, and Overweighty was the manager from Overweighty.
All right. Thank you very much, Councillor Wyers. Councillor Kendel.
Thank you, Your Worship. I have a short report. Councillor Wyers pretty much filled
Covers the
in.
good stuff.
Covered the good stuff, but I did attend the Chamber Business Excellence Awards, and just to add to Councillor Wyers' report, at that function I was really encouraged speaking to business people there, seeing their excitement about what's happened in the city the past year, the potential for next year. I actually ran into a couple of ladies, one who was recently retired, who are looking for an opportunity in Grand Forks to start a business. So it's great to see some of the commercial buildings selling on Central Avenue, being repurposed, and I think overall the business atmosphere is really positive in the city, and hopefully that will continue in the future. And today I attended the meeting with the Boundary Regionalized Society with the future, hopefully expanded use of the mobile abattoir. And that's all I have for my report.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kendel. Councillor Krog.
As mentioned by other councillors, was also had the pleasure of serving the Community Volunteers Breakfast on the 22nd and attending the CFDC Small Business Awards. Also, along with Ms. Sheila Doby, we had a meeting with Minister Linda Larson on behalf of community literacy to discuss secure funding for the programs in our area. So I think that was quite fruitful. And that's probably about it for right now.
Thank you very much. Councillor Smith.
Thank you, Your Worship. Small report. I was at the Wednesday thing along with other councillors to serve breakfast to all the volunteers. I just was curious, and perhaps through you to our CIO, there was a tender put out for the for EDAC's request on the video thing, and I believe that the end date for that was the 30th. I'm just wondering if there was any more on that, if it had been awarded.
Mr. Mayor, the tender has not been awarded for the video completion yet. They're being reviewed. The corporate officer has them, and basically we'll be developing a recommendation, and we'll be working with EDAC to let them know about the recommendation and that process.
And my other question to our staff is about the Wild Safe coordinator position, if we're moving ahead with that.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, after UBCM, there was we were waiting to see if there's going to be any indication from other levels of government to see if there's going to be any funding. We have actually completed the review process. We're actually looking into the city of Squamish right now. They actually have a wild safe coordinator as well. They've been working very successfully with, so we're trying to get a little bit more detail. But I believe the process is closed, and I have to check with the manager of engineering regarding that.
And you have a Deer Committee meeting coming up?
Yeah, it'll be coming up in 2 or 3 couple weeks.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like a very energetic agenda on it, so I hope to be there as well.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Councillor Smith. I have a couple things to say on behalf of the city. I would like to thank the community for all of their support during and after the fire. I think it's really been phenomenal, the kind of support that we've got. As we get back to normal practice, we really appreciate the patience and understanding that everybody in the community has shown regarding city services and the delivery. Council would also like to extend our gratitude to School District 51, or is it 51? And to Roxall for their quick response to our situation, providing office space for our staff. The school district provided that location across from Overweighty, and to Roxall for providing this wonderful building that we're in at this point. They continue to support us, and we'd really like to recognize how fortunate we are to have these organizations as partners in our community that can step forward in a situation like this and lend our support. So special thanks to Roxall and School District 51. A couple of other items that I'd like to touch on. The one is a crossover again with Regional District, but the multi-material recycling program. Remember how we haven't really been able to understand it well enough to explain it to anybody else, including ourselves. They are going to have workshops. I think you saw in your information handouts information on the internet that are coming up. So I would encourage anyone who's going to that to get together. We can car share or something. I think the nearest one is in Castlegar, Mr. Allen.
I just wanted to add too that I've asked the CAO for the regional district to maybe have their environmental manager come and provide a bit of an update for our council on that process as they look up after the solid waste for our community and the contract. We're actually having them come along and also to talk about having commissionaires come do a presentation to us. So,
good idea.
Just wanted to let you know.
We had an early look at a budget from the recreation services today, so the pool and the arena. I'd just like to say that they are struggling to keep service levels up and costs down, but you can expect that we're going to be asked in the next little while whether or not we would consider any increase to user fees, whether the City of Grand Forks would support that. So you might keep that in mind in looking at what we currently pay at the pool and the arena, because I think that's going to be on the table before too long. And we'll be looking at how we can keep that service going. It's really early on. Their budget, starts now but isn't over until March. So over the next few months, we'll have a lot of opportunities to review that, and the documents have been passed on to our staff for review. We play a major role in that. We're the second largest funder. We are the largest funder. I'm sorry, not the second. RDKB is the second largest funder. So it's an important one that we keep an eye on. So I'll be filling you in more on that as it develops. And that's all I have. So could I have a motion to accept council reports? Councillor Smth, Councillor O'Doherty, all those in favor. And on the regional district side, I'm going to forego any comments at this point. We have a meeting on Wednesday night, so a lot of things are coming forward for Wednesday, and I'll report back to staff on the internet if there's anything urgent, but if not, at the next meeting we'll do a full review of the developments at the regional table. And so that's my regional report, and I'll answer any questions at the regional table. Any questions? No. Motion to accept the report. Councillor Smth, Councillor Kendel, all those in favor. Krog. Okay. Recommendations from staff for decisions. We have the tangible asset policy, and we've had it on the table before. This is a motion to adopt policy number 805, our tangible capital asset policy. Can I have a motion to that? Councillor Smth, seconded by Councillor Kendel. And discussion? 804. Hearing none, all those in favor. And the next item is the church Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints temporary use permit application to allow the Latter-day Saints to hold services at 7255 Riverside Drive. A motion to accept that. Councillor O'Doherty, Councillor Wyers. Any discussion? All those in favor. And the next item, the last item in the recommendations, is a recommendation to remove an infraction notice on the property owned by Shirley Copan located at 6929 19th Street. Council directs staff to complete the necessary paperwork to remove the building bylaw infraction for the title property. Councillor O'Doherty, Councillor Kendel, all those in favor? Sorry, I didn't ask for questions. Okay. And we are down to 2 information items. The first one being the interchurch welcome sign, a request to put this welcome sign back in, and the recommendation is that we bring it forward for discussion and refer to staff for further information. Councillor O'Doherty, Councillor Smth, and discussion. Anyone have any problems with it?
Yeah.
No.
It's a standard thing in every community.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Councillor Krog?
Yeah, just to clarify that the request is just to reinstall the sign,
It
not...
was there before.
Yeah, but not anything else, as in updating or anything else to do with the sign.
Can't they fix it up as they put it back?
No, not from the city standpoint, that we would put the sign back up. I'm just clarifying, to
Right.
make sure, because it says to install the sign, so does that mean we need to...
My worship, the administrator wants to speak.
Oh, sorry. Can't see that.
That's okay, thanks, Mr.
Mr.
Chair.
Allen.
One of the things that we were looking at as part of the plans for 2014 was to have a look at that south entrance or the west entrance of town along that pathway to talk about doing some modifications, because it's very tight property lines for the city, and then we get into the Ministry of Transportation right away. So we don't know if it's necessarily going to be on our property where they would like it. So we'd actually like to get the footprint described to us, because it might be on Ministry of Transportation right away. And if it is on Ministry of Transportation right away, then it therefore be a request to the Ministry of Transportation under their bylaw. We own limited space in there where the pathway is, and you start to come in on that part of town. We were looking at how we're going to facilitate potential upgrades for next year, but there is a small footprint.
Thank you.
Your
Councillor
worship,
Wyers.
through you to the CAO, is that where our municipal campground sign is currently, or is that the same site?
Yeah, very similar to that.
It's the same site, is it?
Yes.
That spot?
Okay, so we'll be expecting a report back on that.
Well, if council wishes to see the sign back up, they can support that, but we just have to work with them on the, if it's going to be on city land, or then refer it to the ministry, refer them to the Ministry of Transportation for a permit process.
Okay, going down, Councillor Krog.
So-
Councillor Smith.
Would it be better to wait until that was confirmed?
Well, I mean, all we're doing at this point is referring it to staff. We're not making a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I do.
Refer it to staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the motion was on the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all those in favor? Opposed, carried. And Senior Citizens Branch 68, the removal of hazardous trees. They do point to some trees that might be dead or need work, and I have some immediate concerns that we not cut down shade trees and things there, but I think what we've got in front of us is that we receive it for discussion and refer it for further information to our staff. Councillor Smith.
Yeah, at the very least, I think an arborist would be appropriate.
And we do have someone who specializes in trees.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, we do have a arborist that would have a look at our trees. I guess it's just the decision of the other trees that are healthy. Really, the decision once they're in the park. We don't recommend that we are cutting down trees in the park, but if the city council would like to see them come down, we think we'd like to work with them and find another parking solution rather than cutting down the trees, because they are very mature trees there, and they provide a component of shade in the park area.
Okay, so we'll hear further back on that in future. And at this point in front of us is received for discussion. Motion to receive, Councillor O'Doherty, Councillor Wyers, all those in favor. Okay, and bringing us down to bylaws, we have the Boiseau rezoning third reading. This is the residential to highway commercial one that we've been dealing with, so I'm asking for third reading to the bylaw this evening.
I'll move that.
Councillor Smith, Councillor O'Doherty, all those in favor. Okay. We are without late items, leaving us for questions from the public. Anyone wish to approach council on any matter? No? Motion to adjourn.